There is victory, there is victory, there is victory in the blood. There is victory, there is victory, there is victory in the blood. Thy salvation, thy salvation, thy salvation in the blood. Salvation, thy salvation, salvation in the blood. There is healing, there is healing, there is healing in the blood. There is healing, there is healing, is healing in the blood. There is victory, there is victory, there is victory in the blood. There is victory, there is victory, there is victory in the blood. Hallelujah. 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 We give God all the glory and all the thanks and honor and adoration for what He is doing in our lives. For allowing you and I once again to be in His presence on this day of power, to seek His power, to seek His spirits, to seek His grace for our lives. As we read a few days ago, it's only by His mercies that we are not destroyed. Great is His faithfulness to us. Thank God once again has allowed us to be in His presence today to seek His face and to learn from Him. Today we are reading from the book of John, chapter 15, John chapter 15, verses 18 to 27. John 15, 18 to 27. And Jesus our Lord is speaking. He said, if the world hates you, you know that He hated me before He hated you. Now, why did the Lord say this? Because He knows that many of His children who follow Him in spirit and in truth will be hated by the world. And He did not want them to start regretting and lamenting for following Him. Because, as the Bible says, anybody who will lead a godly life will face persecution. If in your walk with God you are not facing persecution at all, then you have to question your walk with God, how close you are to Him. If you are fully accepted by the world, and they like you, they love you, and they don't say anything wrong in your walk, then you are not following the Lord. You are following the world. Because if you truly follow Jesus Christ and be His disciple and do what He did, what happened to our Lord Jesus Christ would happen to you. And what happened to Him? He was hated. Even His family rejected Him. The Bible says that He was a man of sorrows, familiar with grief. He carried our sorrows. Don't think that the life of Jesus Christ was a life full of bliss and joy and all these things you see around people doing. No. He led a lonely life. Very lonely. Because He faced rejection and hatred. So if the world hates you, remember that He hated me, your Lord, first before He hated you. In other words, you are just being like Him. It's a word of comfort. It's a word of encouragement for you and I that we don't get discouraged. Now, the question is to ask yourself, why would the world hate you if you follow Christ? After all, the tendency we see now in the world today is that the church wants to accommodate the world. They don't want to behave in a different manner to the world. The church wants the world to accept them. And so they do all kinds of things so that the world would accept them. That is not what Jesus taught, and that's not how He lived. He lived a life that drew people unto Him. He did not become like them. They became like Him as they followed Him, as they saw the power of God in His life. That's how He drew the crowds. It was not by imitating the crowds and trying to be like the crowd.
And that's what the world is doing today, the church is doing today. We're trying to become more like the world instead of the opposites. We dress like the world, we sing like the world, we dance like the world. Why? Because we want to be like them. If you want to be like the world, then why should the world follow you? When you want to be like them, and you expect them to follow you? No. What is more there to follow about? If they already see what they're doing outside of the church, their songs, their dances, their way of life, then what's the attraction? There's no more attraction for them to come to the church because what they have, you have it already. There's nothing for them to come and do in your church. But if they see something different to what they have, something powerful, more powerful than what they have, something that can change their lives, that is what will draw them to the church, not the other way. The church needs to get that message. It's not like that being like the world that will draw the crowds. It's when the world sees something different, when they see the power of God in your life, that is when they'll be drawn into you. 1 John 3:13. Now you might say that I've done nothing for the world to hate me. Why would the world hate me? Because everywhere you go, you try to be nice to people. You don't offend anybody. And you think by doing that, they will love you. In other words, you're looking for acceptance from the world. No, no, no. Because if you do that, you will compromise on your faith. You will compromise on the doctrine of Christ. Because the work of the Spirit is opposite to the work of the flesh. So if you're going to walk according to Jesus Christ's doctrine, you would offend and go against the doctrines of this world. 1 John 3:13. Do not marvel, my brethren. If the world hates you,
we know that we are passed from death to life.
We know we pass from death to life.
Because
we love each other. See? So, what he's saying is that don't be surprised when the world hates you. You say, how can the world hate me? I didn't do anything. They hate you because you bear the name of Christ. They can see when you're coming, they can feel. You make them feel uncomfortable. By your presence in the room alone, you cannot breathe. They just go out and walk out. I've seen people come to church and usually they come in, they cannot stay. They have to walk out right away because they feel very uncomfortable. Why? Because the presence of God convicts them seriously. They feel exposed. They feel that all their sin is exposed and they run out. The light always chases away the darkness. That's why the world hates you. Not because you've done anything wrong. No, but because you bear the name of Christ. They will not want you in their midst. They will call you names because they know what you believe, they don't believe in it. You're not going to join them with that gossiping, backbiting, fraudulent activities, womanizing, smoking, drug addiction, all those things. You won't join them. So how can they accept you? Bribery and all those things, adultery and fornication. You're not going to join them. So your mere presence in that company or in that group will make them feel bad about themselves because they know you don't do things like that. That is why they hate you. Because you bear the name of Christ and the light of God is all over you. But remember that the same way they hated you or they're hating you, Jesus, your Lord and Savior, your brother in Christ, was hated the same way. Before you even get to this earth, he experienced even a worse hatred than you can ever experience because it was far holier than you. And he goes on to say, if you are of the world, now what does that mean? The world will love you if you belong to this world. What did he just mean by that? He meant that if you are not following him, most likely you are not born again, probably you're just a traditional Christian. You come to church Sundays, you don't read the Bible, you don't really follow the dictates of Christ. You do your own thing according to how you feel. You don't have any rigid principles of holiness or morality or righteousness. You follow the dictates of the world. Now, what the world says is wrong according to you. what is right is right. For instance, the world believes now that it's okay for to be homosexual and to be lesbian and to be transgender and to do whatever gets your, you do it. That's okay. You say that's your own thing. That's it. Just leave them. That's the general worldly belief now. Whatever you claim to be, if you claim to be a man and you're actually a woman, that's okay too. You can go to man's toilets and change. The same thing if you're a man and you claim to be a woman, you can walk to the woman's closet and pee and do whatever he wants. The world accepts that. But God calls it an abomination. You see? So if you follow the world, you will do things and say things and behave in a manner that's against what the world believes. And therefore they cannot accept you. The only way they will accept you is if you accept what they accept and you believe in what they believe. But if you choose to follow Christ and follow your Bible, you will clash with the world. It's guaranteed. So if you are the world, then they would accept you. And there are many Christians like that. On Sundays, they pick up their Bible, come to church, with a big cross on the neck, a big Bible, say the right words, praise the Lord, hallelujah, all this manner of. But once they leave the church, they live like the world. You cannot differentiate them from the world. At the places of work, they smoke, they womanize, they drink, they curse, they take bribes, all the things that everybody in the world does, they do it. But they still claim to be Christians. And they come to church. So those ones will not face any persecution because they have embraced the world fully. And so the world has no reason to reject or persecute them because they belong to them. See? They belong to the world. So they would love you. That's why I said that if the world loves you, if they don't reject you, if they don't persecute you, you have to question your discipleship, your followership of Christ. John 17 verse 14 says, I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Now, when he says that, but because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. See? This is 1 John 4:5. So when Jesus says you are not of the world, what does it mean? Does it mean that you are an alien, a Martian? No, that's not what he's referring to. He's saying that you are a spirit-filled Christian who does not follow the dictates of the world, but rather follows the doctrines of Christ. So even though you are here in physical body, but you live your life as if you are an angelic being following Jesus Christ. 1, 4, 5.
They are of the world.
Yes.
Therefore, they speak as of the world.
That's it.
And the world hears them.
That's it. See? They speak as of the world hears them because they speak the language of the world. When they speak, the world listens to them. It's music to their ears. That's what they're used to hearing. The cursing, the foul words, the gossiping, the backbiting. Of course, that's what the world loves. And remember, Satan is the god of this world. So if you're following the world, really, you're following Satan indirectly. Because those people you look for acceptance from, they are agents of Satan. So if they accept you, know that you have become like one of them. And what does it say in Psalm 1? People who follow Christ. Go and read it. Psalm 1 verse 1. It says, blessed is the man that walketh not. He does not walk in the counsel of the ungodly. Ungodly encompasses 99% of this world. Nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. See? So a child of God will not walk on the advice of the godly people, the worldly people. You won't sit where the scornful are sitting, and he won't stand in the way of sinners. You won't find him among the company of the people of the world. So because you are not of this world, I have chosen you out of this world, therefore the world hates you. Because you are chosen by God, the Spirit of God abides in you, and His light is in you, and you would rebuke the darkness wherever you go. If you truly follow Christ, your presence will make people of this world feel very uncomfortable, and they won't want to be near you. Because they can sense something in you which you may not be able to sense. They can sense. Imagine if a whole room is very dark, and a little candle or a matchstick is lit in that room. What happens? No matter how thick that darkness is, it has to move away, and the small light will shine in that dark room. So light always dispels and scatters the darkness wherever it is. If you're a child of light, a child of God, you will scatter the darkness of this world, the people of this world. So the world will hate you because they won't be able to do what they want to do in your presence. They want to do, to crack terrible jokes, foul language, cursing. They won't want to do that in your presence. They want to tell the truth about their true intentions, their adultery, fornication, lasciviousness, all these things. They want to do it in your presence because they know that you are not like that. Then Jesus said, remember the word that I said unto you, that the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they persecuted me, they would also persecute you. If they've kept my saying, they will also keep your saying. So you just remember what he has spoken to us, that he is our Lord, is our Master. If they persecuted, we cannot be exempt. You cannot say, oh, Jesus, I don't want to be persecuted like you were persecuted. No. Then that means you don't want to follow him. If he's your Lord and your Master, and they persecuted him, for sure they will persecute you. The Bible says clearly that anybody who will follow a godly life will face persecutions. It's a package deal. You either follow a godly life and face persecution, or you don't follow a godly life and you don't face persecution. It comes hand in hand. You cannot do one without the other. So you prepare your mind that if you're going to lead a godly life in Christ Jesus, you will expect and face this persecution. Now that persecution doesn't have to be something physical. It may also mean spiritual attacks, because Satan has agents everywhere, and those agents work to attack Christians. They are constantly attacking Christians. Why? To draw them back, make them turn against God, and join them in hellfire where they know they're going. See? So don't be surprised. That's part of your calling, and be prepared for it. Jesus said, if they persecuted me, they will persecute you. If they kept my saying, they will also keep your saying. So if you're talking to them and they don't listen, don't be surprised. Jesus, they say the same thing to Jesus. They did the same thing to him. Matthew 10:24, Ezekiel 3:7. Matthew 10:24, Ezekiel 3:7. Ezekiel 3:7. Matthew 10:24. Ezekiel 3:7 says, 24, Ezekiel 3:7, and that says, but the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me, for all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted. Well, Matthew 10:24.
24?
Mm-hmm.
A disciple is not above his master.
Yes.
A disciple is not above his teacher.
Hmm?
No, a servant above his master.
Yes. In other words, you cannot expect to be exempt from what Jesus, your Lord and Master, experienced. Who are you to say that you don't want persecution, you don't want rejection, when your Lord and Master experienced it? So there's no way, there's no point dreaming about that. Even if the people around you don't persecute you, Satan will send his demons to attack you. So don't look for physical attacks. Most of the attacks a child of God faces, most of them are spiritual. He will enter men, women, and children to torment you, to accuse you falsely, to lie against you. And you'll be wondering, what have you done to deserve this? Don't be like that. Apostle Peter says, don't be surprised at the trials and tribulations we go through. This is our calling. He said, but all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they do not him that sent me. In other words, the world does not know God. The world doesn't believe in God. That's more like the better way to put it. They believe in devils, witches, wizards, all kinds of gods and deities. But they don't know and they don't believe in Jehovah God. Because if they believed in Him, they would also believe in His Son. God said that, I've made my Son the truth, the way, and the life. Nobody can get to God except through Jesus. Now, there are many other deities that claim to be small g gods, and people falsely believe that they are the true gods. Don't believe it's a lie. So, the world will persecute us because of the name of Jesus that we bear, and because they don't know Jehovah God. Matthew 10:22. They don't know Him, they don't respect Him. So, because if they respect the Father, they will respect the Son. So, people who don't respect the Son, neither respect the Father. But many people claim to know God and love God, but they reject Jesus. We know faiths like that. They reject His Son, and yet they claim that they are going to go to paradise and meet the Father of the Son. If you reject my Son, do you think I will receive you? Now let's look at it in physical terms. You hate my son or my daughter, and you want me to receive you as a friend. Do you think that's possible? Of course not, it's not possible. If you rejected the Son, you've automatically rejected the Father, and you cannot see the Father. Okay? So, 10:22. You'll be hated by all.
For my name's sake.
For my name's sake.
But he who endures to the end.
He who endures to the end
Will be saved.
will be saved. See? You'll be hated by all. But if you endure, you will be saved. It says, possess your souls. It says, if I had not come and spoken to them, they had not had sin. But now they have no cloak for their sin. Now what? If Jesus had not preached the truth to them, they would have said, oh, we didn't know this the right way. We didn't know the truth, so you can't blame us. So, but they've heard, he preached to them the truth, and still they rejected him. And that's why Jesus Christ cannot come back to this earth until the gospel has been preached to every nation on earth. And that has not happened so far. There are still many places that have not had the gospel at least once. So if Jesus will come today, they will say, no, Jesus, you cannot blame us. We never heard about you. Nobody told us about you. If they had told us about you, we would have believed and turned to you. See? So Jesus will delay his coming until this gospel is preached to every nation on earth. Then, and only then, would he come. Because everybody will be given an opportunity to receive him, and they would have chosen either to receive him or to reject him. So because I had spoken to them, and they still rejected, they have no covering for their sin of unbelief. They won't say, we didn't know. We didn't know the truth. You didn't speak to us. Somebody told us about you. See, they don't have any covering anymore. Now, he that hated me hated my Father. Very important. 1 John 2:23. As I was saying, many religions in this world hate Jesus passionately. They claim, 1 John 2:23, they claim Jesus was an ordinary man like the prophets. They don't accept him as God. Yes, they claim to love his Father and claim that they will be going to his Father's kingdom one day. We just make it very clear here. Anybody that hates me hates my Father. So, If you hate Jesus, automatically you hate God, whatever name you call God in your faith, in your religion, you hate him. And he will not receive you. Go on, 1 John 2:23.
Whoever denies the Son
Hmm?
does not have the Father.
That is, see?
He who acknowledges the Son
Yes?
has the Father also.
That's it. So if you have the Son, automatically you have the Father. So again, it's a package deal. Take the Son, also get the Father. Remember this deal they see in the shops. Buy one, get one free. It's like that. Take the Son, automatically you get the Father. Reject the Son, then you don't get the Father. See? So if you want both, or if you want the Father, you have to take the Son. That's what the Bible is telling us today. You have to take the Son. If you believe the Son is not what it claims to be, then automatically you cut yourself off from his Father as well. You cannot have the Father without the Son. Just like it's true in the natural, the same thing is true in the spiritual. If somebody rejects and hates your Son, you cannot like that person. Now, will you receive them? It's as simple as that. If I had not done among them the works which no other man did, they had not had sin, but now they both sinned and hated both me and my Father. In other words, first of all, he spoke to them the truth, the word, the gospel. They rejected him. And then he said, upon that, I did miracles among them. No man ever did. Well, which miracles? He walked on the water. He fed the 5,000 from 5 loaves and 2 fishes. He opened the eyes of the blind. He raised the dead. What more do you expect Jesus to do? He calmed the sea. In other words, even if you didn't believe his word, how about the miracles that he did? If you say, oh, I didn't understand the word, well, how about the miracles? There are 2 reasons for you to believe. But despite that, they still hated it. Despite the words they spoke, despite the miracles they did, they still rejected him. So, well, this came to pass to fulfill the prophecy given in the law, which said, they hated me without a cause. Maybe you're wondering why people hate you or dislike you in your place of work, or in your community, or in your family, or your club. It's because you carry the light of God in you. And all around you is darkness. And the darkness does not want itself to be exposed. So that's why the darkness wants to overcome you, wants to get rid of you, because you show them up. You reveal that darkness. So it says in the word of God, they hated me without a cause. Let's go to Psalm 35 verse 19. Psalm 35 verse 19. This was said by King David in the book of Psalms, referring to our Lord Jesus Christ. Psalm 35 verse 19 says,
Let them not rejoice over me. Who are wrongfully my enemies. Nor let them wink with the eye without a cause.
See? Let not them that are my enemies wrongfully rejoice over me, neither let them wink with the eye that hate me without a cause. See? They hated Jesus without a cause. That's how they're going to hate you and I. And you cannot think of any reason, you can't find any reason. You've done your job well. Remember Daniel? God, an excellent spirit in him. He did everything perfectly. They could not fault his life or his work. And the only way they could fault him was his prayer life. What a testimony. That's happened with you and I. You do your job well, you pray, you go to work. Despite that, they still hate you. And you wonder why. It's because of the fact that you're following Christ, His anointing upon you, His light upon you. That is the reason why. Don't bother wasting your time asking why. No, that's part of calling. Receive it. Remember where you're going. You're marching in heaven. That's worth all the hatred, all the rejection, all the persecution you can ever go through. So then just as I said, but when the Comforter is come, that means the Holy Spirit, which I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, which proceeds from the Father. He shall testify of me. What do you mean by that? He shall testify of me. 1 John 5:6. That means after the Holy Spirit came on the day of Pentecost, for the first time on this earth, that Spirit was poured upon all men. And men began to testify of Jesus. That means they began to show proofs of the power of Jesus on their lives. The Bible says that when the apostles preached the word, God confirmed the word they preached with signs following. They preached on healing, healing will happen, and preached on deliverance, deliverance will happen. 1 John 5:6.
This is he
Yes.
who came by water and blood.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, Christ.
Not only by water,
Mm-hmm.
but by water and blood.
That's it.
And it is the Spirit
Mm.
who bears witness,
Yes.
because the Spirit is truth.
Yes. The Spirit bears witness. Bears witness to that Spirit through you will show the world that you belong to Jesus. Remember the apostles who were brought before the Senate, they marveled that how this unlearned man knows so much. But the Bible says that they realized that they had been with Jesus. That was what made the difference. And it says, you also shall bear witness, because you have been with me from the beginning. So you and I will bear witness of the presence of Jesus in our lives through miracles, through signs, through prophecies, through many things that will happen in our lives. It will show the world that Jesus is in us. Jesus said, if my words abide in you and you abide in me, you will ask what you will and it shall be done for you. 1 Peter 5:1, 2 Peter 1:16, and Luke 24:48. Luke 24:48. Luke 24:48.
Hospital.
1 Peter 5:1, 2 Peter 1:16. 24:48, Luke 24:48 says, and ye are witnesses of these things. So 1 Peter 5:1, 5:1.
The elders who are among you,
Yes,
I exhort,
yes,
I, who am a fellow elder,
yes.
and a witness of the sufferings of Christ, and also a partaker of the glory that will be revealed.
That's it. 2 Peter 1:16 says, for we have not followed cunningly devised fables when we made known unto you the power and coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, but were eyewitnesses of his majesty. In other words, they saw it. They saw the glory when he was baptized, when the transfiguration on the mountain. Peter saw the glory when he met with Moses and Elijah. So you too shall be a witness. That was Paul's life was transformed after he met Jesus. And after that experience, he became a witness of his power. This is what God calls you and I, to show forth his power, to show forth his glory to the world, that the world may believe that we serve the only true God. Let us pray. Jehovah, Jesus Christ, only my God, the God of all truth, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, we thank you for the words of life coming to us today. Let this was sink deep into our hearts. Give us the power to be able to persevere as we walk the journey of life, following him, our Lord and Master. Let us accept that persecution, rejection will come along that journey, that this is part of our calling. Like as he was persecuted and he was rejected, so also we, his followers, were persecuted and rejected. So that we can inherit the kingdom of heaven at the end of our journeys. Father, don't let us look back, let us lose faith, let us become weak in our faith in Christ. But look unto him, the author and finisher of our faith. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.